All right, all right, all right, all right. I hope it's working now, man. There's a reason why I selected the job I'm doing professionally, and I'm not a mobile network technician or something like this. Guys, I hope it's now working, man. I hope it's working. I need to check in the background on my mobile phone if actually the stream is more or less fluently. That would be amazing. That's my target. However, guys, thank you very much for having you in, whoever is in here. I can't see it at the moment, but I definitely check it out later on. But before we jump in all the other stuff which we talk about in the next 60 minutes, 90 minutes, who knows, maybe 45 minutes. First of all, I want to address a very kind and pleased aloha, ladies and gents, to you. So, guys, thank you very much for having you in. Today, another episode of A Sense of Capital Perspective Time. But this time, we're talking about the new format, a new type of video, and that's actually called Newsroom. And Newsroom, what is Newsroom? I mean, we can call it Newsflash or stock news or whatsoever. So I tried to do it a little bit more fancy and named it Newsroom. And in this new format, I will each month give you some kind of a dose of information about the stocks I'm a shareholder of, and maybe you are a shareholder of as well, or you have positioned on your watch list. Yeah. So basically, we talk about. I can share the screen. It makes it a little bit simpler. Here it is. Oh, there we are, I guess. So is it working right now? Okay, perfect. You see, I even prepared a special slide for you. So we will talk about news and updates of ALFEN, of GRAB, of HIMS and HERS, of NU, of SentinelOne, and last but not least, StoneCo. But before we finally start with the actual news session, I quickly need to brief you about that in the upcoming minutes there will not be any financial consultation advice whatsoever, and there is no guarantee of correctness of the provided data. So guys, make always sure that you do your own due diligence and research process, and the result should be that you at the end make a very, very own decision about investing money in a stock in a company, or avoid invest money in a company. Yeah, that's very important. And guys, I can already tell you right now, I try to keep it as compact as possible, but if you follow me, I have always difficulties to express myself very compact. That's definitely something I need to step up my game about. I will try my best to improve in this direction. However, I prepared and collected 60 different links, news, articles, this kind of stuff for today's session. And therefore, because I already know that's quite a huge amount of articles, I will catch them and scratch them very superficially. And what I will do later on, if it's working, I will link all these kind of articles at the description section below the stream. Afterwards, after we are done, after I select and edit some chapters to the video, I will just as well the description of this video, and yeah, you can see it there. And if it should not work because it's too much text, too many links basically, then always feel free to reach out to me, send me a DM, no matter if it's here or through my YouTube channels. I can show you. I prepared another sheet for doing a little bit promotion for my social media, and of course you can subscribe to A Sense of Capital, but as well to my social media channels on X, on Instagram, or on Reddit. And yeah, if you need some articles and maybe they are not linked in the description, feel free to reach out, and I try my best to cover your demand. Guys, don't waste any more time, just a quick zip, and let's jump right into it. Yeah, and again, here and there, I will try to check the chat if there are any questions or any comments or whatsoever. So feel free to utilize this chat. That's the reason why it's existing, I guess. First news. Maybe one more information. The order about the stocks and the companies we talk about today is exactly alphabetical one. And we start with ALFEN, going with GRAB, HIMS and HERS, NU, SentinelOne, and StoneCo. Yeah, so that's basically the order. And if you are more interested in Sentinel-1, for instance, I don't want to waste your time. So if you'd come back in 20-30 minutes or something like this, I hope I was not that quickly and already covered it, but I'm quite confident it will not be the case. However, that's definitely an option because it might take a little bit more time today. However, I really think there are a lot of interesting updates, a lot of interesting facts I try to cover. And again, even if I only scratch the surface, might be worth to share some time. Okay, but now finally, guys, let's start with the first one. And that's actually a news about ALFEN, and it's announced by the European Council of the European Union, basically. Yeah, so very, very official. I always try to dig to the most serious and professional sources, and I guess European Union is quite a valid and reliable one, in my opinion. And you can see here, I want to show you how in reality regulations can affect the business of a company which is active in the renewable energy sector, like ALFEN, like the Dutch company which provides EV chargers, substations and battery storage systems. And yeah, this is how it looks. I mean, from one of my aspects why I'm invested in this, because of this heavy development and backing and basically tailwind, especially on the mid and long term, by the EU regulations, with laws, but as well with subsidies, with fundings and subsidies, and so substitutions. And so this is one of them, and you can see here, alternative fuel infrastructure council adopts new law for more recharging and refueling stations across Europe. So you can see here they established a bunch of different kind of regulations. So quick charging stations, which is actually not business for ALFEN, but quick charging stations every 60 kilometers, heavy duty vehicles, yeah, like trucks every 60 kilometers, hydrogen stuff, maritime ports, airports, blah blah blah. So different kind of aspects are covered by those of regulations. And now I will show you how this looks, and a little bit more specific for the business and the history of ALFEN, yeah, as a player in this market. And now we take a focus really on basically EV chargers, yeah. And you can see here climate neutral continent till 2050. That's the big target of the European Union, and they try to cover it with different regulations. And you can see it here, the 60-kilometer rules. We already named it, like every 160 kilometers there need to be a fast charger with 150 kilowatt, some ad hoc payments. So it's very convenient to use the EV chargers, and it's not that complicated like it's at the moment sometimes with different kind of terminals, how you need to pay it. Some can only use credit cards, for some you need an app, for some you need to register, whatsoever. All of this will be more simple, and this will have as well an effect and an impact on the price transparency and on further data, yeah. So all the solutions need to be smart, yeah, the chargers. And now let's take finally a look how this looks really in reality, and we take the example of the Netherlands, the home country of ALFEN, basically, of this EV charging producer company out of Almere. And you can see there are different kind of regulations, and you can see here from 2025 what is the regulation. So actually already from next year, and that's not only in the Dutch region, of course it's in other countries in Europe as well, a law, yeah. So you can see here, commercial building have more than 20 parking lots. Okay, the result is that it needs to have from 2025 on at least one charging point. Very strict. That is fact-wise, that is tailwind, guys. That is tailwind when we talk about rolling out EV chargers and investing in companies who are vendors of this kind of solutions. And you can see as well, I think here are as well laws from 2027. I think that's from 2027 on. And from 2027 on, the law is even stricter, basically. So you need one charging station for every 10 spaces of car parking lots. And you need a fundamental infrastructure for cables of half of those spaces, of the other ones. Yeah, so they're really preparing, making sure that already now more and more access to the EV charging infrastructure gets granted by those EU regulations, but as well setting up the fundament for even further EV charger roll out, and that of course companies like ALFEN or even other players in this business, in the sector of EV chargers, they will for sure heavily participate. Yeah. So that is something what I want to show you, what is quite current, because I just stumbled about it and it's getting more serious and discussed in some news. So very interesting, especially I guess when you're not out of Europe. One more information, which is as well quite up to date, is the interest rate. And as you can see here, that's the interest rate of the European Central Bank of the past, let's say 2 years. And you can see it raised very heavily till the point of 4.5%. And now, roughly 1.5 months ago, it first time decreased from 4.5% to 4.25%. Yeah, and so a lot of different players in the market, no matter if it's institutional ones, some rating agencies whatsoever, news agencies, companies, different kind of players with different kind of background. A lot of them assume and expecting further decreases, of course, and that's a development. I mean, you can see here the expectations for the more near future, and next decision will be made, if I understand it correctly, tomorrow actually, tomorrow lunchtime. And you can see the consensus forecast, so the forecast of the most players out there is it will stay stable. Yeah, so of course they will not decrease it every month. There will be a certain period, a certain cycle time, let's say it like this, maybe every second month, every third month, something like this. But this is as well, of course, headwind, tailwind, support from the politicals, yeah, support from the financial institutions and from the central bank, from the largest and most powerful financial institution in Europe. So we have on the other one side the regulations background by the EU with EV chargers, and another one is interest rates. And yeah, take a look at tomorrow, 12 p.m., 12:15, and check out what will be the announcement by the European Central Bank in terms of interest rate, if they will definitely keep it or for sure keep it or not. Guys, that's it in terms of ALFEN for today. Huh? So we go on with GRAB, the Southeast Asian food, mobility and financial service provider. A little bit like Uber, a little bit like PayPal, kind of a blend, very interesting. Rolling out currently a lot of financial services and digital banking services. And I will set definitely a focus on it in a minute. But before this, we will go and talk about the first news which happened this quarter. Actually, I tried to cover all the news since the latest earnings results, since roughly 2 months ago. So you can see here, 13th of May, Grab announced that they will partner up with OpenAI, the OpenAI from Microsoft, where Microsoft is invested, and ChatGPT, and you know it very likely better than I, because I'm not a heavy user of it. Blame on me. However, how they cooperate, yeah, what they are doing to collaborate in the future, and you can see there are different, 3 different major sectors. So one is accessibility, and you can see here the art of the text and the size, and they want to achieve basically as well with voice capabilities that they create a higher level of user friendliness for their super app, which combines all this kind of different services, and through which the different customers of Grab have access to the super app and to the services. Yeah. So for this they're using OpenAI and team up with them. Another aspect is the customer support. You can see here, not so special, but they want to implement a chatbot basically. And the third direction they want to cooperate with OpenAI and use their services is for mapping. As you can see here, so basically for the delivering services, the mobility service, so different riders and drivers, they have an app. There is a function with a map integrated, so they don't use Google Maps very likely. They use a tool by Grab, and this map, this application as well, gets improved together with OpenAI. So very interesting, very great news. Let's see if it's just marketing or if it's really adding strong value in reality. Okay, guys. And now we talk a little bit about banking business of Grab, and we talk first about GX. So there's GX and GXS Bank. GX Bank is the business in Malaysia. GXS Bank is the business in Singapore. Quite easy, I guess, to remember. So you can see 7 months ago in November, basically 2 weeks after they launched their banking service, they announced already they hit 100,000 customers in Malaysia. Now you can see to be the first Malaysian digital bank, they received the first full license, full digital banking license. And then you can see roughly 3 months later, they rolled out and achieved another target, which is 100,000 GX card users, credit card users basically. Yeah? So really which creates more source of income and basically establish a tighter net of services for banking business. And now what is very new, because maybe you ask yourself, Julian, why you talk about this kind of old news, you already know about it whatsoever, but what they have announced right now is 3 weeks ago, 3 Wochen is German and means 3 weeks basically, is that they crossed the 500,000 customer line. Yeah, so they're really happy with it. You see here the CEO of the banking branch, who's sitting here in the office and doing very intense business, very likely, is celebrating basically the 500,000 mark. So honestly, guys, not sure if that's so much. I mean, keep in mind, after 2 weeks they covered 100,000, and then it took 7 months more, if I'm not mistaken, to cover 400,000 more. I mean, 100,000, or let's say, how much is it? In 7 months, 400,000, so it's something like 60,000 per month. Doesn't sound too bad. And I mean, it's just in the beginning, you know. I mean, there's some kind of snowball effect very likely, and some brand awareness and reputation gets established. However, could be quicker in my opinion, but I'm very happy, and they at least selling it like a great achievement, so I'm confident it is one. So it's not about my opinion. And they actually achieved more, and you can see 7. Now we talk about the GXS Bank, so the Singaporean daughter banks, basically. And you can see here they achieved 7 awards, different kind of awards, and of course they are celebrating this as well with us as the audience. And what I like is, for instance, and yeah, there are many different kind of awards, especially in the banking sector and in Asia. I checked it out, and I'm not sure how much worth they are, but what I like to see is that they achieved one in customer experience. I guess it's so important nowadays, especially in the service-driven sector, and in the sector where you really want to shake off the established ones and be very disruptive. I think it's very important to have a high customer focus. And by seeing this kind of news 1 week ago, I guess they are not 100% bad, at least. I mean, winning an award by being the worst one, I guess that's not realistic. So I guess they are not that bad. Not sure if they are the best, but they're doing things right, and they try to do this right from the beginning on, and this is what I highly like to see. I mean, a lot of companies and businesses that try to go on and enhance their quality, service quality, after sales, whatever, project management experience whatsoever, or sales experience, they enhance later on and work on the last percentages or whatever. And I guess Grab is really try to provide a very strong and solid fundament in every direction. Okay, guys. So that's already it for Grab. I promised you I keep it very compact. Maybe I'm even quicker than I expected. And now we come already to the third company. And the third company is HIMS and HERS. And I guess that is the very likely, for those of you who knows, that's very likely the most prominent and most impactful news of the whole news I will cover today, because this news affected HIMS and HERS and the HIMS and HERS stock price in this direction, that it immediately increased about, not sure, 50%. I need to cover it and take care of it actually, but you can check it out by yourself. Yeah, what was the reason? So basically, I mean, they already launched their weight loss products, I think, in December last year. So different kind of kits. It was more an holistic approach. So it was not only some tablets, some pills. It was as well an app where you have some nutrition plan and some working routine and plans and this kind of stuff, you know. So really tried to establish some kind of 360-degree service. Yeah, what I really liked. But in the end, as you know, Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, both companies, they rolled out their weight loss injection medicaments very, very aggressively, and it seems to work dramatically good. Yeah, even there might be some side effects, and there are some new studies and whatsoever. Who knows? Yeah, there's always some positive where some negative is, and vice versa. So, however, but at the end, even though HIMS and HERS really did some brainstorming and prepared good products, I guess this kind of injections are just more efficient and just more stronger medicaments, and maybe work in a whole different level. Yeah, and people sometimes need this kind of support. Yeah, maybe because, yeah, I don't want to vote, rate or have an opinion about it, but I guess stronger support is just better and more welcomed by the customers. And so the downside is when you order this kind of stuff by Eli Lilly or Novo Nordisk, you pay more than $1,000, so a low 4-digit number per month actually. And they announced it, they will roll it out, and not just they will roll it out as a generica product, but more crazy is they roll it out for $199 per month. So that's definitely a deal. Even I, look at me, even I could think about to get the injection and get it into me and whatever, looking even more skinny. I'm not sure what is the target of doing this, but for this price, man, it's crazy. It's simply crazy, man. And as compared to the established offers by Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. And so keep in mind there's a huge price gap. And why can do this? Even though both other companies did a lot of research in the past years to develop those products, because there is a bottleneck in the supply of those products. And so basically there's a law by the FDA in the US that so if necessary medications are limited by manufacturing power, like in case of Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, so they could sell way more than they actually do because they're just limited with their capabilities in terms of production. Then other companies in this period of time, and that's the case, that's the status, they can offer generic products by themselves. And HIMS and HERS is doing this with an external production company. So, or factory, yeah. So they are just basically using the network, rolling it out. It fits perfectly in their subscription plans. So you can see again, $200 per month. I think if you order it pre-up for 12 months, and it's a little bit more expensive when you order it per month or only for 6 months. There are different subscription plans. But yeah, fits perfect. And you can see HIMS and HERS really was, I guess, really one of the first who rolled it out as an external company, as one of those who are not the holders of the patents, of the official ones. And you can see they rolled it out directly. I mean, HIMS and HERS is very strong in executing in general and with marketing. And you can see they did a promotion clip, which, I mean, they have only 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is definitely not a lot. But this clip within 1 month reached more than 6 million people. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not just about selling those products. Yeah, there's a risk that in half a year or year they can't sell it anymore, maybe. Maybe there's this risk. But they reach out, they will create so much reputation and brand awareness right now. You see, with just one of this video clips, and very likely it's by far the most successful one of all of their promotion clips, yeah, all of their spots. And so that's quite impactful, yeah. And of course, on the short term, they will create as well some revenue, yeah. And maybe that's finally the opener for cross-selling, the key for cross-selling, and the key of reaching way more subscribers than they ever thought they can reach in this short period of time. And maybe some of them will stay as loyal customers and as thankful customers to HIMS and HERS. But let's check out what is the feedback in the market right now. And I check out some different groups on Reddit, basically. Keep it very simple. So there's a HIMS weight loss club group, and you can see there are 1,164 members currently who joined. And then there's as well an HERS weight loss group with roughly 1,400 members. And you see, I mean, there are different kind of topics, different kind of posts, yeah. And I mean, it's absolutely reasonable here. Push Lucky 7020 is asking, is it legit? Is HIMS and HERS legit? Is the product legit? And that means very likely Push Lucky 7020 never heard about HIMS and HERS, never did experience with it. It's completely an untouched new individual who now comes in contact with HIMS and HERS as a company through those kind of products. And maybe they have hair loss products, ED products, skincare products, and getting interested for it, even personalized. Oh wow! And you can see the best thing is at the end, they didn't start by zero. There's already a community existing. I mean, they have 1.5 million active subscribers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess if I remember correctly, it's something like this in the US. And they're defending immediately HIMS and HERS most of the time. Here you can see I've been on Kit 2. So these are the traditional old school weight loss products they announced and launched before. And I lost 17 pounds and yeah, it's working, blah, blah, blah. And maybe there's even some negative stuff, but in the end you can see there's a community, and the community is more or less convinced by HIMS and HERS, and making sure that those who needs to get convinced, getting convinced without any effort by HIMS and HERS. That's, from my opinion, really a strong momentum. Then there's other aspects, like you can see here already long-term experiences, yeah. And here it's again, because it's 5 months long-term experience. It's not GLP-1. It's not the injections, not the strong stuff. Yeah, why they are now reaching so many new customers. It's the old one. Yeah, so they have different kind of kits, and you can see I lost 51 lbs so far. Yeah, so seems to work out somehow. And guys, honestly, if you do your own research, and I strongly recommend, if you want to get the feeling for their weight loss products, check out Reddit. Check out Google search. Just do it very how you call this? Do it like you intuitive. Do it intuitive. Do it on a very intuitive way. Hard word, intuitive. Yeah, just Google and search a little bit and look how the people react to it, and you will see there are a bunch of side effects. Yeah, different kind of side effects. And some people are a little bit sleepy or whatsoever, and a lot of them have side effects actually. Some of them have it longer period of time after they start using it, some less, some nothing, yeah. And it's same way on the positive. There are as well some, don't want to lie, there are as well some examples which are negative, or where the pills, they have actually no effect at all or something like that. You can see it here as well. But you can see that a lot of stuff is positive, especially when we talk about food noise, so people are not thinking so much all the time about food. And guys, remember, those are the kits. The kits cost something like $70 US. You get different kind of pills whatsoever, take this and that, each whatever day, yeah, in some kind of setup. And even without GLP-1, the people are convinced, and right now, most of the feedback and the different posts by the users are about this old school kits, not about GLP-1. Let's see what this will bring in the future. But you can see really these lighthouse projects, they say it like this. Here there's one, actually they deleted their photos, but I saw it originally. You can see 106 days of Kit 1, and there was really a huge difference basically. So you can see as well, you look amazing, well, progress is inspiring. Yeah, so I mean, people say the World Wide Web is not forgetting anything, but in this case I don't have access anymore to the photo, otherwise I would show it to you from this lady how she looked before and after. Yeah, and what is interesting, someone, I don't know who it was, I mean this name is Stockslide, but thank you very much Stockslide, highly appreciate what you did. He basically asked the people, is cross-selling working? Yeah, you can see here, do the customers subscribe to any other products beside weight loss products? And yesterday, I mean, only 42 different people joined. But yesterday it was finalized, and you can see it looks not that positive from the first glance. But you can see, I mean, 1 or 3, let's say roughly 1 or 3 customers who are weight loss customers, and I mean, it's not a huge amount of people who joined this, this vote. But hey, 1/3 of them told, yeah, we are customers of other products. So somehow cross-selling is active. I mean, you always need to rely on data, what HIMS is providing you through the earnings calls or whatsoever, or some yearly reports. But here you can do your own research a little bit. Yes, it's not high scientific stuff and 100% valid and reliable, but at least you have access. Yeah, so for me, looks very, very promising, very, very positive. And you can see, of course, I mean, if a stock get this kind of attention in the market because of GLP-1, for instance, I mean, the big rating agencies and banks, they are setting a focus as well on it. You can see Citibank, they downgraded HIMS because basically they had concerns about the rolling out of it, and the external partner who's producing it for HIMS, those products, as GLP-1. And as well, they mentioned, you can see it here, the stock value increased already by 20%, and maybe there's not so much potential left. So Citibank decreased their rating, downgraded. You see here the Bank of America actually did the totally opposite. Yeah, Eli Lilly started to do some legal fights, and where is it stated? I can see it here, start lawsuits or something like this in this direction. Yeah. And the Bank of America basically told, if I remember correctly, but you can check it out by yourself, yeah, it seems legit. Seems more or less legit so far, so good. Yeah, I mean, obviously the big companies who developed those products for over years and years, and rolled it out very aggressively and did all the preparation work, of course they're starting lawsuits or try to defend their markets. Just reasonable. And even worse, I mean, there was from Hunter Brook, there was a short report, as you can see here, yeah? So not FDA approved, so FDA is the local authority, which is, I think, responsible in the US for medication and healthcare aspects. And you can see, yeah, it's not approved, and from shady supplier, and you don't need to talk to a doctor, and check it out by yourself. I mean, I'm the kind of person, I would never ignore some short reports, and it always makes sense to screen as well the negative potential aspects, so the risks of some investments. It didn't convince me, honestly, but maybe you. However, yeah, it had an impact on the market price, on the stock price for a few days or something like this, but not that strongly. I mean, HIMS is already recovering. But now we come to the headline of today's episode, and it is international. HIMS goes international? ? And I mean, a lot of media and people out there on Seeking Alpha, some analysts, whatever, and what investors, they really took a high focus on the news of GLP-1, of this weight loss products. For me, more interesting was actually this news, which was launched, let me check it out, May 20th and May 16th, 4 days ago. So you see, this company is producing good news like other bad news, basically. And you can see here they welcoming Anja Manuel to the board of directors, is this female woman. And so why I think that's so interesting. So basically you can see here she brings extensive experience to our board, working for areas of government relations, foreign policy, technology policy, international markets, and governance matters. And yeah, you see it very, very international, very, very lobbyistic, or however you want to call it, very, very well connected. Yeah, very likely attached with a strong network of which HIMS and HERS in the future want to rely on. And you can see here as well a statement by HIMS and HERS, which is very impressive. You can see HIMS and HERS is making a tremendous impact on the US healthcare industry by improving personalized care for conditions that affect millions, said Anja Manuel, so actually she. I look forward to helping build on the already strong foundation of the company and helping to guide how the team approaches international opportunities in the future. They say it very clear. I mean, she's not telling this because she just woke up and fuck, this is what I will tell today to the media. That's not the case. In the end, very likely fucked about why she was hired and fucked very well what will be the statement. And that's the statement: to approach international opportunities. I mean, look guys, I'm not sure in which markets the regulations are in line, in which markets maybe the insurance business is similar to the US, and you need to wait many days and months for having appointments at doctor shops like in the US. In Germany actually it's not that different, honestly. But this is something very, very interesting. I mean, it's working out in the US and there's a lot of potential left. I mean, Andrew Dudum, the CEO, already stated that 10 million subscribers, why not? Now 1.5 million, maybe 10 million in the future in the US. But I mean, that's game changing when you really think about, okay, what's going on internationally. And the fact that they're hiring her, announcing it with a big news article and basically addressing this kind of statement, for me, that's something attached with weight. It's something meaningful, basically. Yeah. And I mean, you can see they're already with their HIMS section. They're already active in in UK. Maybe you can't see it, but that's actually the website for hims.cu.uk. So they are active, and why not rolling this out more and more heavy? So they did already some experience, and really let's see what the future brings. For me, very, very promising. And even though they would not do the international stuff, and even though they would not cover GLP-1 products right now, I would still be a convinced shareholder of HIMS and HERS and can't wait for the earnings call on the 5th of August. So in roughly 20 days, 3 weeks, something like this. Really, that's, I mean, I'm invested now with roughly 42,000 euros, which is, not sure, almost 50,000 US dollars. By far my largest position, by far. And guys, I mean, don't miss to join. Don't miss to join. And if you don't want to miss if I launch some streams, I always announce them one day in advance of the actual earnings results releases, or actually sometimes on the same day. Then don't miss to to subscribe to my channel and to the other social media accounts, and you never miss them. And then I keep you updated as well there about other stuff. Maybe we'll share some news articles on time very early in the future and attach it with my opinion. So, and of course, leave a like as well. That's always motivating at the end, you know? I mean, yeah, basically I like to get some feedback. Sometimes I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here, if that's adding value to you or if it's just entertaining myself and adding value to my investment style. Hopefully it's helping you as well. Leaving a like is always good feedback, basically, from you guys. Okay, guys, let's go on. We covered ALFEN, we covered GRAB, we covered HIMS and HERS, and now we go on with new. Okay, new the largest by customers base, the largest digital bank in the world, actually, out of Brazil, active in Mexico as well, and in Colombia. They're crazy. I mean, they're just growing. I mean, 100 million customers. They reached a few months ago, actually, already 2 months ago, I think, right in advance of the earnings release. And you can see that, I mean, for instance, Warren Buffett is already backing this company and is invested with it. But you can see even larger players are now jumping on the train or already jumped on the train. So I think Saudi, the national fund, they invested first time. But SoftBank, they increased their stake. Where is it stated? Yeah, you can see it here, I think, yeah. SoftBank increased their stake from 20 million to 23.3 million. And the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund, they covered or acquired 1.2 million Class A shares. So, I mean, you can calculate by yourself how much this is, but that's definitely not a low number. And in general, that's a very strong sign if this kind of big funds with very sophisticated experienced management who taking care of the money of like Saudi Arabia or in case of SoftBank of really, I mean, SoftBank was successful with so many different kind of companies, yeah, like Uber, for instance. And that's definitely a strong sign, in my opinion, that they increase their positions, not just keep it like it is. And now we have so many different news about new. In the past 2 months, it feels like it's 1 year, or if it would be ALFEN, honestly, and no shame, no blame on ALFEN. I mean, there's a reason why I'm invested, but this kind of amount of news, they produce it maybe in 2 years. Yeah, honestly. You can see here, they announced roughly 2 months ago that you can now send and receive cryptocurrencies directly through their platform. So actually you will see this when I roll out now in the next minutes a few articles about you will realize very quickly somehow they're following the same master plan like Grab. Grab always tried to establish this Asian super app. I mean, Asian love to have the super apps like with Tencent, with WeChat, and who else? There are different ones, yeah. But there are different kind of super apps for sure existing in the Asian market, and they love to roll out this kind of super apps. So apps which really work as a smartphone in a smartphone basically, and you never need to leave this app because a lot of functions are inside of it, and yeah, they're creating a lot of synergies and network effects, and it's crazy. And yeah, basically you can see, I mean, they're rolling out now this cryptocurrency business, and as you know, maybe you know it, in Latin America, because of the currency exchange rates, or basically when we talk about the currencies, that they are not that stable when you compare it to the US dollar or to euros, for instance. Cryptocurrency has way more stronger standing over there, way more relevance than in some other countries. So that's definitely as well a big thing. And of course now they are a little bit more affected by cryptocurrency prices and cryptocurrency demand, as well like stocks like Coinbase, for instance, or MicroStrategy. But in the end, definitely something positive. So cryptocurrency, box tickled. Now we come to the next one. You can see it here, Nubank Ultravioleta launched exclusive platform for purchasing air tickets and accommodation. So airplane tickets, basically flight tickets and accommodation. And yes, you get some cashback or whatsoever if you then use some payment methods or whatsoever. But what is crazy, I mean, they have their banking business, they have cryptocurrency, different kind of banking businesses and services, of course, investment, credit card, B2B, B2C, whatsoever. And now they're launching that you can purchase air tickets and accommodations through the app. It's crazy, like Grab basically. I think that you have the same services. So Grab is rolling out the financial business like Nu, and Nu is rolling out this kind of air ticket and accommodation business like Grab. Yeah, so let's see if New will launch as well in the future some mobility and food delivery services. I don't think that's the case, just joking, but yeah, crazy basically. If you want to have some more details, check out the link in the subscription of this video later on. Okay, and that's not everything. So cryptocurrency, air tickets and accommodations. And now you can see here, Nubank launches eSIM services for premium customers. You can see they partner up with a company which is called GIGS, so mobile network company or infrastructure company, and they're providing now together with them some digital travel eSIMs. You can see here with kind of different volumes, which you can use to surf in the World Wide Web. However, I mean, another one. I mean, they want to be active everywhere, maybe in South America, maybe even in the US in the future, who knows, yeah? And they're preparing everything perfectly. They're making sure that even if their customers are in foreign countries, that they working with this app. They book flights with this app. They use their eSIM, yeah? Even though they're in other countries, they use the digital services. So Nu is getting crazy. It's getting ridiculous, let's say it like this. So cryptocurrency, air tickets, accommodation and eSIM in just 2 months. Okay. I mean, that's for sure some risk. Let's be honest. That is for sure some risk. Yeah, doesn't need to work out well, but there's for sure some potential which can result out of it. So I mean, Nu is not priced very, very cheap, but it's growing as hell. It's crazy, and it's launching so many different stuff and active in so many different directions on a very professional level that it might be worth the money. And I mean, others see it very similar, and you can see it here by the Time magazine, really the real one. Nu being recognized by the Time as one of the world's most influential companies of 2024. I mean, think about there are so many different kind of companies out there in the world, yeah. But the Time magazine basically choose Nubank under those 100 most influential ones. You can see here, increasingly digitalized economy, 1.4 billion people who live cash alone or left behind. So there's really some social adding value by this business there. Yeah, really they creating people who are unbanked or underbanked access to money. The same like Kraken right now with GX and GXS Bank. Yeah, so it's really adding value. It's a really social business. Social business, I'm sure, man, but it's definitely adding some value to these people. People who in the past didn't have access to digital infrastructure to get some credits, debts, business whatsoever, couldn't start an own business, was just basically have been left behind others. This is what they are doing, yeah. I can see here last year they added 19.3 million customers as well as 40 new products, yeah. And yeah, you see how they roll out 40 products. Yeah, it's like this for them, basically crazy. And let's go on. I mean, that's not the only one. Nubank is recognized among Brazil's most valuable brands, according to Interbrand, an article of beginning of June. Interbrand is a quite large branding company and doing research. And you can see here, yes, they are not ranked on number one. Yeah, number one is Itaú. I'm not sure who's Itaú. Yeah, I know some of them like Petrobras, for instance, and of course of StoneCo. We talk later about. I guess that's Reia is I think a pharmacy chain, retail pharmacy chain, public pharmacy chain. PagBank is the direct competitor of Stone, for instance, and Partwise as well in terms of traditional banking of Nu, of course. But you can see, I mean, some people think, Brazil, whatever third world country, there are not so many companies and whatever. That's not the case at the end. There are big companies doing strong business, are very modern, very up to date, very futuristic, driven by young, ambitious people. And I guess Nu is one of them. Yeah, and Nu is ranked on position 7, which is amazing of a whole country. Yeah. And here actually, here's another retail pharmacy. I had something to do with them in my former professional life. So I guess I remember those names a little bit. However, so ranked on number 7, not only by Times Magazine Top 100, but ranked on number 7 in terms of Brazilian banks. Yes, that will not avoid or do anything better if their business is going down, what's in some financial crisis, or that's not changing anything, but in general as well a good sign. But more news to NU. So guys, for the fans of NU, I think you are very satisfied today when we go through all this information. You can see here another business of their 40 products and services. You can see they reached with their partner 2 million active insurance policies in Brazil. It's as well crazy, yeah. So I mean, they're basically providing as well insurances. Yeah, I think it's for smartphones. You need to check it out. I'm not sure. Maybe you can check it quickly if it's for smartphones. Okay, when I take a look or search for smartphone, I don't find anything. Maybe it's not for smartphones. However, even the insurance business somehow seems to go very, very well. Yeah, they announced 1 month ago. Guys, let's go on. Nubank is recognized by CNBC as one of the world-leading fintechs. Okay, we don't need to focus that too much today, but nice to have it in. Then you can see currently Amazon Prime Day is going on. I think since yesterday for 3 days, 4 days. I'm not sure. I will not purchase anything. I think in those days I'm a little bit busy. However, and I'm happy with all I have actually. I have even a YouTube channel actually, so I'm very proud about this. I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied. However, you can see they really try to use all different kind of channels. And here they partnered up with Amazon, and basically through the Prime Days, if you purchase through NU, you can see advantages of new customers during Prime Day. You get 10% cash back if you use NU Shopping, depending on the product category, of course. But yes, they're really trying to activate different kind of leverage and even those kind of stuff, yeah? I mean, it seems ridiculous. I don't know this woman, but I guess she's famous in Latin America. So Ana Maria Braga plays the queen in Nubank series inspired by House of the Dragon. So they partnered up with Max. I think it's as well a streaming service like Netflix. Yeah, is it HBO? Yeah, it's HBO original. So I guess it's HBO Max. You can see NU, and I guess they're using this House of Dragon second season release to do promotion with some own funny episodes or whatsoever, and they use this brand, they used HBO Max, and they used this Ana Maria Braga woman for doing promotion. And as well, they didn't leave it like this. They used their headquarters and somehow stick the 50-meter long dragon to it. Sounds awkward, and why I'm telling this to you, but guys, they're really making sure to reach out to all of the audience, as well of the younger ones, of the older ones, of those, I mean, look, of the older one, when we talk about this House of the Dragon, or let's say of not the one who are 10 years old, but as well of those who are 10 years old. By doing this, Nubank Ultra Relator presents the short film It's Not a Monster, developed by Disney Advertising, Sales and Partnerships Brazil. Crazy, you can see it here. I would love to start this trailer of this episode, but I guess it's some kind of a new monster. You can see this design, this corporate design basically. This design, this artwork, and in Ultra Violeta, which is I think their platform for all this kind of stuff. And I think it's about a story and about how to save money, which can watch children or younger people, to getting just a little bit more educated about financials and what you can do with it and what not. I didn't watch it actually. I'm not sure if it's already available. If it's available for me in Germany, I have no clue. But they're doing it. They're doing it with Disney, not the cheap stuff, with Disney. Yeah. So doesn't make all of this small puzzle pieces. Maybe doesn't make a difference, but as a bunch, connected to each other, sounds promising. And last but not least, we take as well a look on the interest rate of the Selic rate, basically, of Brazil. And you can see they already started to lower. I mean, they increased it way more heavy from 4.25% to 13.75% and started already to lower it roughly 1 year ago, and it's now at 10.5%. So as well here, especially in the banking business, people would get back to their services of the banks and taking money for purchasing houses, doing business whatsoever, if the interest rates are not that high. And so it's for all of the ones who involved a more healthy business. And yeah, it heads into the right direction. I mean, you can see here as well the consensus, the forecast, and the forecast is is it here? Interest rate decision. Seems like it 9:30 in the evening on the last day of July. Very likely, you can see the forecast almost 1% down. That's the forecast. Not sure how reliable it is, but seems promising as well. Okay, ALFEN, GRAB, HIMS, NU. Now we come to my my new stock in my portfolio, which is StoneCo, the cybersecurity provider out of the US, out of I think even the Silicon Valley, if I'm not mistaken. And guys, let's go on. I mean, why you need this kind of stuff? You can see it here. It was 3 weeks ago, and it was announced by PBS NewsHour. I don't know this news channel, but maybe some of you in the US. And you can see your cyber attack on software companies disrupts business at thousands of car dealerships. I mean, you can see, and thousands, it's very small, thousands of car dealers across North America have been forced to revert to pen and paper after the software company they rely on was hit by several cyber attacks. This is how it can look in reality if you're not taking care of cybersecurity. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. That's just you are working together with SentinelOne or Palo Alto Networks or CrowdStrike or Okta or Zscaler or how they are called, Fortinet, all this kind of different vendors of cybersecurity services. It's not a guarantee that you are secured against any fraud, against any cybersecurity attack. But of course there are higher chances, and every time these kinds of news are getting publicated and announced and people read about us, people getting more and more aware about this kind of risk, especially the smaller ones, smaller companies as well. I mean, the bigger, the enterprises which are globally active, all of them are very likely covered with cybersecurity, and they have very likely they are certified with, what is the cybersecurity norm? I think it's 27001 or something like this. That should be the certified ISO number. However, this all will be existing, but especially for the medium ones, for the smaller ones, even the doctor shops, the patient data, maybe it's not secured entirely. Yeah, they think about this kind of stuff as well. So it's very, very present. Let's go on, and we talk first about rating. And you can see here Needham and Company. I really don't know them, but basically SentinelOne received by them a buy rating. They see more potential. They reiterated their buy rating. They already granted it in the past, but the price target is $25, so a little bit higher than currently, I think. And that's great, actually. That's great. That's nothing negative, but that's it when I talk about this Needham rating. Here, Canaccord, another financial house, upgrade actually the rating to buy because of improved execution. So I mean, in the past, SentinelOne was struggling a little bit as a cybersecurity with competition, with CrowdStrike, this kind of players. They struggled as well with a strong go-to-market strategy. I think they have new manager, hired a new manager in a very crucial role to set up a new go-to-market strategy, basically. But you can see Canaccord basically is already appreciating the development, let's say it like this. And we have another buy rating, which was affirmed by Shrenik Kothari, yeah, or the man behind Robert W. Baird, yeah. Check it out by yourself. I think at one of those articles, it was stated that it's now priced very reasonable and this kind of stuff. So great to see. However, getting into the details, I recommend you to check it out by yourself if you are invested in SentinelOne. But all of this, I mean, it's not like I'm just showing you the positive, the upgrades of ratings. Downgrades I would show you as well. But in case of SentinelOne, I didn't find any. That's just the truth. Yeah, and you can see the latest up rating was not that long ago. And yeah, so things are going well. And you can see why that's the case. I mean, SentinelOne is a little bit like, I mean, you need to know that SentinelOne, when you are subscribing to the channel on LinkedIn, for instance, the job network, the professional network, it is simply crazy how much promotion they're doing there. Each day, even in the European channels, so many different news and articles and updates and about some attacks which happened somewhere and some ransomware and whatever. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It feels already like spam, I can tell you. However, it's great for sure, brand awareness. And as soon as you are a company and you are a CIO and you want to establish some cybersecurity software and team up with a player out there, I guess you have definitely in mind that SentinelOne is existing, and that's great. And you can see here they are basically from some kind of company. They are Global Partners Choice Award. So things may seem good. I mean, you can read this as well on Reddit if you like. Same like with HIMS and hers, how good SentinelOne is working in reality. And I mean, as far as I read it, there's not the best cybersecurity company out there for every kind of need and demand. But SentinelOne doesn't seem too bad at all. And you can see here, I mean, Gartner with the magic Gartner quadrants. Maybe you noticed there's always this kind of execution and product readiness or something like this, two categories in this quadrant and this kind of chart, and they show who are the market leaders like Microsoft, like CrowdStrike, like SentinelOne, who are not going so well in the market, who are strong in execution, who are strong with their technical abilities. And you can see that as basically they already received some a leader statement by Gartner, yeah, this research agency. But you can see on their platform, I mean, people can leave their ratings and reviews here, and you can see it looks very, very positive, very, very promising. 4.7 out of roughly 1,700 ratings which have been entered here in the past months and years. And you can check out as well and compare it to other companies. And yeah, however, Gartner itself stating that SentinelOne is really at the front of this business. And you can see here as well, I mean, look here with more awards. SentinelOne likes awards. I'm not sure if Grab liked more awards or SentinelOne. I mean, it's nothing negative, and I can joke around however I want. At the end, maybe it's reasonable, yeah. But I mean, if they promote too many awards, you sometimes think, okay, are they even worth something? Is there only one Oscar, one Golden Globe in the sector, or are there dozens and dozens of kind of awards? However, you can see that they won another one for the cloud solutions basically, and the rating was really, really high. And you can see here is the original post, and you can see it's kind of a similar platform, G2, like the Gartner, but Gartner has with this magic quadrant illustration. It's very popular, I think, in the software solution sector especially. And you can see here they worked out as well, reviews very good, just 106, but sometimes very interesting to check it out by yourself, and even SentinelOne is promoting it. Yeah, so of course, why not when it looks positive for them. But what is interesting, you can see here they have a rating of, what kind of rating they have actually? Is it stated here? 4.9. 4.9 out of 5. And you can see what is interesting, and that's the reason why I added it. Wiz is another CNAP, so cloud security solution provider out of the US. And I think it's US, not sure, maybe it's Israel. However, it's a cybersecurity company, and they have been rated with 4.7. And what is interesting actually is this one. Google parent in talks to buy cybersecurity startup Wiz for $23 billion. This week it was announced, 2 days ago, yeah? 2 days ago, you can see it here. And I mean, again, WIS offers KNAP solutions, same like Sentinel-1. I think it's as well heavily AI driven, same as Sentinel-1. I think they have another approach, but honestly, I can't compare Sentinel-1 to WIS. It's too difficult for me. I hate it to say it, but that's just the truth. I need to be honest here, guys. So they mentioned here, WIS generated about 350 million euros, US dollars in 2023. Yeah. And they had some money raising session, and it was rated on 12 billion. I think, is it stated here? But I think it was not that far long ago. I think this year actually. Yeah, so it was evaluated on 12 billion with 350 million US dollars. You see how cyber security companies getting rated. And what you see, I mean, 2023, 350 million US dollars revenue. And you can see here, and this article was announced in August 2022. They announced that they reached 100 million accruing revenue in the past 18 months. So yes, it's growing like hell, no doubt about it. I mean, the customer base as well, it's growing crazy. Maybe Alphabet, I mean, why is Alphabet on Google interested in WIS but not Sentinel-1? Maybe there's a reason, yeah? However, on the other side, it shows really what kind of potential, even if WIS grows way stronger than Sentinel-1. Maybe that's the case, or very likely that's the case. Maybe they follow a whole nother very evolutionary approach. What this shows is that how cybersecurity stocks can be evaluated, and maybe they are here very strongly interested because of their cloud business. Very likely that's the case of Google Cloud. However, it shows really the potential, and I mean, look, this was rated or evaluated on 12 billion with 350 million US dollars, and now received an offer for 23 billion US dollars. Let's see how, I mean, Sentinel-1, just an example. Oh, today it's not looking so great. However, it is how it is. I mean, a lot of different companies in the software space getting hit. What I want to show you is the revenue. The revenue estimate for 2024 for this year is basically 800 million US dollars. So 2.5 times of what WIS achieved last year. Very likely WIS grows way stronger, I expect. But however, and by achieving this year revenue of 800 million US dollars, the company is currently priced on an EV of roughly 6 billion. Yeah, so I mean, 6 billion compared to 23, it's 4 times the size of Sentinel-1 is WIS currently, the valuation. Just shows, I mean, what's interesting. That's not something scientific, but interesting. That's already it for now in terms of Sentinel-1. And before I forget it, guys, oh, what I'm doing right now, what is this? Okay, now it's working, I think. I hope you can see it, still see it. Guys, let me know in the chat if that's the case. However, quick reminder, please leave a like, make a subscription if you're happy with this kind of formats and of other episodes and streams. I already have uploaded in the past. I will keep this format each month. It will not always be this long and this detailed and that many of news and updates. However, I will try to make sure to really stick to it, like I stick as well to my investment portfolio updates, to the earnings streams each quarter, and as well of the earnings roundup as well each quarter. Okay, guys, highly appreciate it, and let's go on and stepping on the finishing line by talking about the last stock I'm a shareholder of, and you maybe as well, and that's StoneCo, the point of sales terminal provider and ERP software provider out of Brazil. And you can, I mean, the ERP business is active, I think, or accessible in 16 Latin American countries, but the point of sales terminal business and the financial service business, what comes in hand with it, is only available in Brazil. And what they are doing, guys, I can't speak Portuguesian language, but what I can tell you, MasterChef Brazil. I mean, they already invested a lot of money in the exclusive sponsoring of Big Brother Brazil. I think Big Brother is very, very strong and very big and very huge in Latin America and especially in Brazil. So they have been a big, big sponsor for this TV show. And now they sponsored as well the prize of, I think, 400,000 real for the winner of this show, MasterChef. You know, it's a cooking show. Yeah, and I think with this money you can later on start your own business, like a restaurant or something like this. And of course, this kind of point of sales terminals, which getting provided by StoneCo, they you can find them very often, and they're getting utilized as well in restaurants. Yeah, of course. So this is what they're doing. I like this kind of news as well. I mean, not sure how important it is, but creates as well brand awareness. Seems as well like a social aspect, or almost when you sponsor a prize. I'm not sure how they basically will promote StoneCo by sponsoring this prize, if it's very often, if they just say it on the side at the final show, on the final episode. But that's just the case. Okay, guys, and let's go on. What we have here is... Oh man, maybe I need to... Yeah, okay, I have it. You see, interbrand is the keyword. So we checked it out already. Here, best Brazilian brands. Nu was on position 7. And now we check out one more time, because StoneCo as well promoted. Yeah, we are on one of the, I think, of the strongest brands in Brazil. And they are not that good positioned like Nu, but you can see still on 12. Yeah, so not bad at all. Not bad at all when you compare. I mean, Nu is doing so much promotion, is so present, doing all this House of Dragon, Monster Television, whatsoever stuff, having so many channels. And I mean, it's not just about the brand awareness, I guess, but I mean, at the end, it's best brands, and I guess brands is about as well about reputation. Yeah, so marketing, I think, is a reason as well. However, I mean, Nu has a evaluation of 50, 60, I guess something like 60 million US dollars, 60 billion US dollars, and Nu has an evaluation of 6 billion US dollars, so 10% of it, and they still rate it very, very strongly here. I mean, yes, enterprise value is not equal to best brand or whatsoever, but great to see that StoneCo is a brand. StoneCo is a name, especially for people like me who never used the point of sales terminal of StoneCo. Great to hear that a certain valuation and a certain awareness and they are prominent and quite popular, let's say, like this is existing, and I guess the company itself is as well quite efficient. However, what is of course as well interesting is JP Morgan, the famous big investment house, big bank institution out of the US, upgraded StoneCo to an overrate because of the strong growth outlook. I mean, the last both earnings releases in terms of revenue wasn't the best actually. I think profit was fine, but revenue they missed, I think, both times, both past quarterly earnings results, they both missed the top line, the revenue part. However, JP Morgan at least is convinced they will cover it. And I like to see this, yeah, but you can see others see it differently. Not that differently. Seeing the same, UBS as well, big bank, I think from Switzerland. Yeah, they as well attached an upgrade, a buy upgrade to StoneCo. Check it out by yourself. Why they did this? I mean, honestly, I need to check it out by myself. Yeah, I actually didn't read this article. However, great to hear this kind of stuff. Yeah, honestly, I thought they get the downgrade, but it was an update actually. You can see 2 weeks ago, StoneCo announced that they will, if I understand correctly, reduce debt. I mean, you can see here They have a certain level of debt. Let's check it out together here on Seeking Alpha. Here we have the enterprise value of 5 billion, yeah, so roughly 10% of new. And the debt level is 1.7, so actually not that low. And I think there are notes or bonds or however you want to call it. And I think they offered somehow the holders of these bonds, these notes, to buy them back with cash. Yeah, so reducing debt because they are just basically, StoneCo is full of cash. I mean, they already, I think, buying back their shares, if I'm not mistaken and if I remember correctly. But I like that they are not just creating a larger and larger position of cash, but they try to utilize and getting more independent. And I mean, that's as well shareholder orientation from my perspective, because yeah, a lower debt cash ratio, I mean, there's always a good balance and a certain level of debt should always exist in my opinion. However, it's always very appropriate, and make sure they are very independent and they don't need to pay high rates or whatsoever for the debt. So great to hear this kind of stuff. What else, guys? Actually, that's very, very interesting. I need to translate it quickly because it was, I mentioned that in the description of this stream that this company is becoming more and more kind of a data Kraken. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, and I can't translate it. But look, I mean, StoneCo, the reality is with their point of sales terminals, what you can see here on the top right part of the screen, and that's the LinkedIn account actually. You can see, I mean, they have installed their solutions in a lot of different kind of companies in a lot of different kind of sectors. Yeah, I mean, if it's petrol stations, if it's doctor shops, if it's restaurants, if it's whatever, some festivals. I mean, they will be present in a lot of different stores, grocery stores. Yeah, if you buy a pen and notepad or whatsoever in this kind of stores. So really very present in a lot of different stores, retail pharmacies, of course. And so they have a huge access to market data. And what is very interesting, or what I like is, I mean, at the end, they are really collecting data. And it's not like useless data, like whatever, some other companies out there, I don't want to name any of those, what I have in mind actually. They're collecting some useless data, from my perspective at least. I mean, they collecting really data out of the market. Yeah, very on time, have great access. They know if the restaurants in this region or the restaurants who are selling pizza or whatsoever, they know if they're selling more pizza or less pizza, if they're selling it for more reals per pizza, so they increase the price per unit or not. That's pure power in my perspective. So what is great is that they have strong access in not only into the liquidity, into the financial rating of the companies by as well granting financial services, but as well really on the daily business. They have access about development of those, yeah, and maybe can do promoting if as soon as they figure out, okay, they're selling way more than 1 year ago and very likely have new employees or whatsoever, we can promote them more and more terminals and whatsoever other services kind of stuff. Yeah, so they have really strong access and great data transparency. And then, of course, because they're providing financial services, like they're granting debt to their money to their banking clients, because of this, they have more insights than a regular bank, because which kind of bank has all this really on-point data about how good is their business is going, how much do they really sell. I mean, they have access about sometimes like this, but not on time, not that updated, not that detailed. StoneCo has this kind of stuff, yeah. And what is even more interesting for me, when we talk about their expectations, their forecasts, how the economy will develop in Brazil, how the business develop for themselves, when there are flood disasters going on, like it happened, I think 2 months ago, which is very unfortunate, very not good, yeah. very bad for the citizens over there. But they have very good feeling, okay, when is the economy coming back and whatsoever, which stores are active, which not, because of those point of sales terminals. That are basically small spines which are positioned everywhere in the market. It's crazy. And so they can, if they're given guidance and forecast, and yes, they missed both revenue guidance in the past quarters, but I guess they have way better insights and can set way better accurate forecasts because of this data access. And they're talking about this data access here basically, and they have a guy who's called Matteos Calvelli, and I think he's in the lead of this data, and I guess it's not working right now, I can't translate it, but I think here they talk about different kind of sectors and how, not sure, how sales, I think, how the sales are developing in the past month or something like this. And so they have insights of the data, but what they're actually doing, they grant an access to this data with their stone index, with their own index basically, to others. Yeah, I mean, look, they have all this data, they have all this stuff, and so they have different kind of charts and information they provide. Don't think they get money for it. However, it's maybe they get money for it. Yeah, don't think so, but maybe they get, and it's great. It's a great tool for promoting their services, their devices, and themselves as a brand. Yeah, so crazy, man. You never think about this kind of stuff, but yeah, it's existing. Yeah, so that's from June 2024, and they're promoting it as well. Here you see 4 days ago they promoted it on LinkedIn that they are doing this, and if you are interested, you can reach out whatsoever. Crazy. And again, last but not least, the last link for today, guys, and then we are done. Yeah, interest rate, and we already covered it by new bank. So here as well, looks quite promising. The forecast is 9.75, down from 10.5, which is the current status. And yeah, all of this is of course favorable for bank institutions like NU, but as well for StoneCo and for the citizens who getting better access to cash, to invest this and money and consume more goods over there. And yeah, very favorable dynamics in my perspective. Yeah, at least what I covered today. Again, I promise you, if I see some really negative stuff, I try to cover it as well. But today, it was like it is. It was just very positive when we talk about the news of all of the 6 different companies I'm a shareholder, or maybe you as well are a shareholder of. Guys, I can see 2 active viewers are on board. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining. I know it was a very long session. I'm not sure if you already fall asleep or you are still awake. However, one more quick reminder. Guys, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it. Follow me as well on the other social media accounts, on X, on Instagram, and on Reddit. I can recommend very strongly Reddit if you do a little bit more, want to do a little bit more research about different kind of solutions and services, no matter if it's SentinelOne cybersecurity services, or how often people use HIMS and HERS weight loss products, GLP-1, or the medication kits, or if you want to figure out how an ALFEN EV charger works. All of this you can find it on Reddit. Very interesting board in my opinion, very nice source, even though it's not very scientific. I like it very much. Guys, thank you so much for joining one more time. Not every session in terms of newsroom, of this new format, this new type of videos will be that long. Right after this call, I will set up some chapters, and I will try to insert the different links to the articles in the subscription, in the description below the video, below the stream. And guys, we see you next time on 5th of August. I think it will be very likely 9:30 p.m. European time, or what is it? It's 3:30 Eastern time, so for the guys in the US, because then I will start to stream for the most, for me at least, promising earnings call for this earnings season from me. Yeah, my perspective, guys. Take care. And that's HIMS Nurse. So I would be very pleased if you join and we together share time during the earnings release and analyze together the results. And guys, if not, maybe at some other streams, I'm really strongly looking forward to hear from you again. Guys, take care of yourself. Health is most important, always number one. And see you next time. Bye bye. Cheers.